Hello, I hope that you're well always. So, 一对呀嘛，一对呀嘛，古对一起，大呀对嘛，木对呀那一些对的，都对嘛，姐姐嘛。Just purify our space. So, I am going to be speaking today about something very different. I want to talk about a book and a teacher of mine who I hold very dear to my heart. So, I actually have a physical copy of part one of the book. It is called The Alchemist 2020, The Alchemist's Awakening, Decoding the Ancient Future of Consciousness, Volume 1. And the author is Josephine Saucier. Okay. So, that's Josephine. I'm going to link all of the stuff below so you can see her website and you can buy the books from her website from Amazon, that kind of thing. But this work, you guys, is like so needed on earth right now, and it is a true kind of like map of this time. It's almost hard for me to put it into words because it's a frequency. Her wisdom comes through the words, through being around, like through witnessing her stuff. It comes through into the being, and it shifts things. Like, she is a true master. Okay, so I want to read you the preface because I feel like she will explain the book better than probably I can because it's her work. And the preface is a couple of pages long, and I think you'll really get a sense of like, she speaks. If she speaks to you, she speaks to you. Do you know what I mean? And for me, I actually found her. I didn't even know much about her work before so the way that I was introduced to her was through a mutual like bodywork healer that we happened to both go to, and I was speaking to this healer, and she mentioned Josephine, and as soon as she started speaking about her, it was like an activation in my body. Like, I just knew. I was like, yes, this is like a missing piece for me. And goodness gracious me, it's been more than a missing piece. Like, it has unlocked and opened so much. Like, she calls it cosmic DNA, and I think that's a really beautiful way of explaining it. I am so grateful that I've crossed paths with her, and I really want to offer you guys the opportunity that if you resonate with her frequency, there's a reason for that. And she is truly an activator, and she is truly a teacher. And yeah, I just have the utmost respect for her. So let me read you some of her frequency. You will know what I'm talking about in a second, okay? Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, so this is just the preface, keep in mind. Alright. Okay, I've got to compose myself. Alright. The age of the dawn 2.0 has arrived. For many, the new age of Aquarius has been marked on the calendar since 2012, when in fact it arrives in 2021. Everything has been flipped. Polarity is reversing throughout the universe, including you. Your alter ego becomes the real you. There are no more heroines to be rescued, only heroes to be created. Time and space have collapsed. We have crossed the threshold into the quantum realm, where there is no normal and nothing, yet everything exists in this very moment, accessible through your own virtual world. A new playground across time, space, dimensions, and realities, the dominions which have been my world for lifetimes. For when you master this, which can only follow having mastered yourself, your vehicle becomes portalism. The ability to reclaim your prodigy through the portals of time. A continuous path of recreation in every moment. Change is what fuels you, the source of your aliveness. Return to your true nature. For those who like normal, don't like change, love routine, stick to the same job or profession for years, this will indeed be a rocky road. This memoir of insight is so not for them. It is for the few who are ravenous for the new, for what cutting-edge consciousness really means. It can only be received at its fullest capacity by those souls who have lived many, many lifetimes and know it is time once again for a great awakening. The text may not all land at a mental level, yet I know you will receive the essence of the energetics that come through from the page, embedded into the heart of the message. Trust your resonance, knowing when the time is right, all will be revealed in your own consciousness. Humanity was ripped from its truth 3 times before. The last was at the fall, 250,000 years ago. We have only glimpsed the tips of the icebergs of transformation since then. Each time we reach the water to dive deep into the truth of who we really are, the human powers that be rip us from the shoreline for our own safety and drag us kicking and screaming back to the comforts of tribal consciousness. This time, the 4th awakening, we may just have woken up enough to tip the scales. The alchemists have heard the alarm bells ringing and are ready to answer the call of their own soul. This book provides the philosophies and awareness to be embodied, owned, and authentically lived. Chances are you have never understood, let alone belonged, to the human collective. For the spirit of who you are lies scattered across the multiverses, which the mere mortals know nothing about. You do, though, and you know it is time to invite in your distant relatives to come and assist before humanity finally annihilates itself. It is such a humble privilege to be alive right now. You know you have a deep calling to bring forward your innate wisdom and once again open the channels of communication and energy from beyond. This is not a light and fluffy woo-woo book. No, it's not. It documents the events and decoding from January to December 2020. It winds together the aspects of my own life and work, what unfolds in the world, the astrology of the planetary influences, and what is changing in consciousness and frequencies. The early months set the scene, get to know me. As the story rolls out, they become more entwined, merged, showing once again everything is inextricably linked and woven by the very essence of the universe and beyond. It will be written in 2 volumes as we journey through to establishment of foundations at the end of 2020. It will only be published when the collective consciousness has awoken sufficiently to be received at the depth in which it was written. The new human is being birthed at the end of 2020, and we will witness his journey through the first few months as joyous parents would hold their precious infant in their arms. I may be guided to write throughout the next decade as the new cosmic consciousness finds its feet and takes flight in the world. Who knows? Well, the ancient ones do. For it was coded thousands of years ago, and the energetic engravings lay buried, hidden in the heart of life itself. My role in this becomes clearer to me on a daily basis and will continue to evolve. It never ceases to astound me. I am utterly committed to my sole purpose, as a key keeper and scribe of the Akashics, and as a master code holder, decipherer, and encoder. Little did I know 17 years ago, when starting on my journey of awakening and self-discovery, the exhilarating path I would explore. This morning, 13th of May 2020, I was told by Thoth that I was a cosmic scribe, so I follow the guidance as always, and take to the keyboard. As a compulsive note-taker, I've filled 5 journals this year with wisdom, learning, and insights, channeled guidance, and the journaling of my own story. The Alchemist's awakening serves to document the magical speed in which life can turn on its head in an instant. Having been playing in the quantum for 6 years now, I have witnessed so many times in my clients the exponential shift which can occur when you leave the realms of time and space. Now it is your turn to get a taste of what is coming, to be radically challenged with what you thought was possible. Yet it may just ignite an inner knowing and open the path for you to explore your role in all of this. For you have been waiting to hear the call. Now you have. I called you. I am gathering the souls who are running towards that shoreline, ready to dive in, with little idea of how to swim deep into the ocean of the truth. the risk takers, the ones ready to dismantle all aspects of their human paradigm, to strip off the masks and learn to breathe underwater. May you enjoy witnessing the journey as much as I am thrilled to be co-creating it, through deciphering and encoding the DNA of human consciousness, returning it to the cosmic consciousness from where we came. Goosebumps all over. I mean, Chapter 1, Kali arrives, as in Goddess Kali. She's arrived to break everything down for us. Chapter 2, Burning to the Ground. Chapter 3, It Must Be Watched into Existence. Chapter 14, Grieving Blame. Chapter 17, Portalism Defined. Josephine invented portalism, I guess. Well, I don't know if invented's the right word. Well, yeah. Rebellion is Required, Chapter 18. Chapter 31, Twin Flames, the High Masculine. Really interesting chapter, I remember that one. Chapter 37, New Financial Systems in Saint Germain. Chapter 39, The Emerald Tablets, really interesting. Chapter 38, Egyptian Philosophy Introduction. Chapter 42, What is Cosmic Coding? A lot. This is just part 1. And it's really, really interesting the way that she weaves all of these things together, like, seriously. So, wow. See if anything else wants to be said. Twin flames, the new high masculine. For a few souls, they believe they can experience their twin flame uniting with them in this reality. I feel our ultimate twin flame lies within the same universe and is part of you, your true dark love with yourself. For some reason I hit to end record before I was actually finished. So anyway, that's all I'm really going to say, but if you feel the frequency of her words, then you know. And honestly, she has been able to, like, put to words things that I don't think, like, put to words, but also put it all into one source. Like, it's really, really helpful because there are so many different things that she explores in both part 1 and part 2. And I have to say, part 2 is really powerful. Like, they can't be compared. They're both really powerful, but there's something about part 2 that feels like an important balancing point. And certainly for me, some of the chapters in part 2 were probably the most impactful for my life. So yeah. And I did want to come back to one thing that she said in the preface, which is, the text may not all land at a mental level, yet I know you will receive the essence of the energetics that come through from the page, embedded into the heart of the message. Trust your resonance, knowing when the time is right, it will be revealed in your own consciousness. Yeah, so I'm someone who, I'm very feeling based, I'm very intuitive, and I find I need to embody an energy or a frequency to really pull it into myself, right? So for me, I'm not someone who usually reads things, and like, reading isn't my normal way of learning, I guess. I'm a bit too but what I did find with this book as I would read each chapter is that most of the time I did resonate on a mental level and I did understand on a mental level, but at times there were aspects that I knew I couldn't quite grasp from my human self, but the energy went into my soul and became me. This is the thing with Josephine's, the way that she works with energy. she is a true alchemist, and it doesn't really matter, like, even just witnessing, like, even just being, like, me reading this and me, like, putting forward her wisdom and her teachings, it will change you. Like, you are now changed from witnessing this. It's quite remarkable. She's quite potent in her work. So really, if I'm sure most of you guys will resonate with 100% of what she says, but I am very much, you know, I'm very much a feeler, and I like to dance energy and stuff like that. So sometimes I would read a chapter and I would know I just need to, like, dance this into myself, and I don't need to understand this at a mental level right now. I just need to, like, take this in and be open to it. So what more can I really say? But yeah, I'm gonna link all the stuff below. She also offers sessions if you're, like, super activated by her energy. I mean, I was, as you know. So anyway, yeah, other than that, I think that's all I really... I can't believe that I just hit ending again. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of funny. So, yeah. Dito yama, dochema, ishama. And I'll talk to you all soon, okay? Goodbye.